One thing I have going for me, I know many of you are going to be thinking, okay, well, this man's good looking. Nope, that's not it. It's that I'm really, really clever. I'm, proving all the science for all my claims. So, like right here, you could see a line. And on this side, I don't have one. It's gone. And right here, I don't have one, but on this side I do. And it's April 25th today, 2020. And around April last year, in 2019, I'd have those bags because it looked like I got gassed every morning at a shelter in Toronto. And known with technology nowadays, especially based on the band patent 9186072, this picture right here, if I can, oh, I guess I can't add it. And I don't have that level of skills on my YouTube game's not quite there yet. And not only that, not only is it the wrinkles that I have just on this side of my face, my beard changes colors. It looks considerably different. Like the last night when I shaved, there was white hair in my beard, and but the time before that there wasn't. And I'm going to be able to show this. And the reason why my beard goes gray is because I have to shave it off, so it can't be. It's not long lasting, more or less, because if you as soon as science looks at my blood under a microscope, it shows that I have way more white blood cells than most people. So what they've developed was nanocarbon tubing that eats my white blood cells to age me, and as if that's not terroristic in its approach, like being to try to consciously affect what God already created. God already created me where I'm the blueprint for disease. So why would people, like electronic violators who I may look like or may be related to, why would these people who don't contribute to society like I do anyways, like consciously I'm fighting this battle for the privacy of the human thought, because most people think that their thoughts are exclusively to yourself, but they're not. Other people could hear them. So the uniqueness of my body is some videos I'll have certain things happen to me, and then other videos I won't. So I'm able to prove and show the contrast discrepancies all the time. So knowing that this is a fantastic video, so I'm going to be able to show with subliminal detection any of the thoughts that I have and belief systems that I have, that people are able to electronically violate thought, and be able to show who these culprits are. Because based on my, once again, unique DNA, which is used to be able to get access to the most secure systems on the planet, people have to pretend to be me at various levels of government and criminal organizations. Like there's a racket at the Scotiabank. I'm a poor person on paper, but unofficially I have this incredible wealth. So there's BitCurrency link through my Scotiabank account on the dark web, and millions of dollars, if not billions of dollars, a day is being stolen and being hidden and not being properly enforced, and all because my value to mankind. And so once I figured out that I had this evolutionary DNA, which I did over 2 years ago, I'm like, okay, well, I knew the value of that. So I'm like, okay, well, the first thing I would do is I wanted to contact the United Nations Security Council and be like, okay, well, I'm being a smart individual. It's like, okay, well, that's probably worth at least $1 trillion. One time I was to have sex with, say, about 120 million sperm. Like it would be worth at least $1 trillion at the time. So I'm like, okay, well, the United Nations Security Council, this would be perfect for world security. All countries, make a proposal to them, knowing the value, right? But then as I begin to uncover, or I realized at that point later on, like, since I do have this evolutionary DNA, I have a claim to every throne on the planet, because if you're a king, your claim is having the oldest bloodline. So not only do I have the newest bloodline with this evolutionary upgrade, I also have the oldest ancient DNA, the most primitive DNA on the planet as well. And it's almost like it was sanctioned by God. This video might end at an opportune time, like either storage might be at capacity, or sometimes my video just shuts down automatically, because when you're constantly online with these videos challenging government legislation that is it's terrible. You could it takes about 10 minutes now to be able to like register any single person off the street and wreck their life just because people on the dark web, and most of these people on the dark web, they suck as individuals. Like, not only do they suck as a person, they're mean spirited, and they want to torture. Like, they're the kind of people that cause accidents and make it so people get hurt and love it and enjoy it, more than say, a young guy does on Ridiculous or something like that. But these people are just spiteful and mean, but they're not talented. So what science has done is they made it so these people that suck, like, these people might be uncoordinated, and by electrically connecting the neural synapses, like almost like switching brains, like you see in the movies, you could affect somebody's coordination. So what they did was not only, like, it wasn't my coordination because I wasn't moving, but they affected my ability to be able to process that statement by routing people who are less intelligent than me, like, and connecting our neural synapses together. Because I realized this is good video, so I'm gonna max it out like YouTube. Make a 15-minute video before you need a special account. So even if I do stutter, stumble, or have to maneuver around my words in these mazes, these cognitive challenges that I have to do, just to like compound or expand on a thought, like I have to go through so many out of this world challenges just because of my unique DNA. Like a previous video I posted showed all the common typos. Is another one would be like when you type in U, like Y-O-U, the keys are close together, the O and the P. So what they do is they sell P for being a predator, and so it'd be Y-P-U, and then your would be Y-P-U-R, right? So it's a common typo, and then what happens is these typos, they get in your autocorrect, so they automatically show up. So now when you're typing fast, you see the word that you're looking for, you type it really, and you're not even thinking about it because it's the word that your mind sees. Your mind sees your or you, so you know exactly what it's about. And so you automatically see this, so you don't go to correct it because, it's a spelling error. So what happens with me as well is, I get these spelling errors in my autocorrect, so it's always good every once in a while to reset your autocorrect so you have the correct spelling for all words. I'll show you how to do that. Oh, I can't with this program. Crap. Just using the Samsung camera rather than Mobizen is great. It's a screen recorder. I'm stand by that product. It's been really influential in allowing me to expand. I could have Mobizen up now, and then I'd be able to film me looking at this without using the Google phone camera. Pardon me, the Samsung camera. So it allows you to screen record, so then I could jump to the pictures and then show you these things. So now that I've established that scientifically law is going to have a very, very hard time explaining itself once they see what my biology is capable of, and how Canada's been aware of my existence my entire life. In fact, there was a treaty, I believe it was May 7th, 1984. All world leaders were aware of my existence at that point in time. Having this evolutionary DNA. And not only that, there was a money ledger that has been around for centuries, ever since the beginning of modern banking, more or less. This ledger that controls, it's called the Book of Time, and it's now under my name. It's the Christian Eric Arnie Meyer ledger. It controls all the monetary policy on the planet. So with my words in these videos, or my thoughts, I control the monetary policy on the planet. But what happens is you would think, okay, well, immediately, why isn't this guy king? And what happens is bribes happen. That's all. Bribes happen somewhere, and the best thing about being me is with this extraordinary responsibility that God gave me, the complete skill set for, is after my 50th birthday, everything has to be declassified from my birth. So I'm going to be able to see, and people are going to be able to see and validate exactly what I'm saying, because in case I basically, in order for me to die, I would have to almost be assassinated. And I just got drugged saying that. So it's like right there immediately I could feel blushing going on. So I have to fight these these technologies going on in my body, and with the positron emission tomography, which is the cell phone camera is basically able to do that and demonstrate on the subliminal system. So I'm able to show everything that what I'm doing, and so not only am I filming and try to think about what I'm saying next, sometimes I'm simultaneously thinking about what they're doing to my my brain. How they're attacking the U.S. patent 9186072 71, pardon me, B2. But in most of my videos, anyways, every time I do that, it's not because I'm thirsty. It's because I just got drugged. Like I'm drinking. I have a pop and a coffee right there, so I'm kind of good to go. I'm not thirsty whatsoever. Another thing I've noticed is when you breathe like that, it's almost like you imagine if you have a gas mask and you're like, right? So I've noticed that politicians do this because artificial intelligence is more advanced than what people would realize. So sometimes like with politicians, it's almost like they got the teleprompter in their head with that patent number US 9186071B2. It is more than capable of being able to puppeteer somebody like a marionette. So if that's the case, right, if you're puppeteering somebody like myself, who's been because this technology hasn't been as advanced as nanotechnology and artificial intelligence, but it's been around since before I was born, some degrees or another. So what they were able to do was, because I have this incredible intellect, is they were able to keep me young as a baby. Even as a baby, like they think that I should remember every second of my life from 3 months on until now. So what I say to them is, okay, well, if I didn't know that people were puppeteering me my entire life, like almost 40 years of my life, or a little over 40 years of my life, I didn't realize that people were controlling my body, my mind, my human experience. So I didn't realize this was happening. So I've been ripped off experiences like, my second child, second pregnancy, pardon me, was not an abortion, a miscarriage. So I believe it was, the baby was naturally aborted, and this was on September 16th, 2004. I believe the baby wasn't naturally aborted, but through the government of Canada, because I already had a girl at this point, so they wanted to see, and being at restricted legislated poorness, poverty level, but they wanted to see, what it would be like if I had a girl and a boy, right? And at the same time, I was thinking, okay, well, where was I, where was my train of thought about the girl and the boy? But I was also thinking simultaneously, even though I was legislative impoverishment, I've had 7 or 8 ideas that have been marketed, in the marketplace. And like for instance, the biggest one was digital photo frames. I came up with 18 months before Sony did, and I think I was making minimum wage at the time, right? How could I compete with a corporation? Little did I know that that intellectual property could have been proliferated on the dark web, or whatever variation it was at that point in time, whatever it would have been called. And then they could have gotten or stolen that information from me, because corporate espionage with this technology is rampant. It's everywhere, and it's almost like there is no countries in the world anymore. All there is corporations. So it'd be like the Corporation of America, Corporation of Canada, and the ones who treat me the best are the ones who would get DNA money from me, the ones who sanction or try to develop technologies that affect my biology. They're restricted to getting any money from me. Like, you don't hit somebody or treat somebody like crap that you need and value. I guess would be need or value, because some people may need and value you, but other people just need you or value you.